Hey everyone, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney. So we're about to get into the trial for the third episode. Let's see how it's gonna go. Just go ahead and jump right in. Alright. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. Don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you! Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? Screw this up? Then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Square away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective. You're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Oh, of course. I got the situation under control. You'll be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, right? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You got me? Can't really tell you how grateful I am, sir. Always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I only wish. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bride. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Ah, better. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing, it's just, whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, you was talking to me. It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix Wright. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we'll find out soon enough through this trial today. I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I was questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That is what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind the mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict in this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. Not planning on repeating anything that phony said to me. That phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Gooshu. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department, Detective, Occupation, Gumshoe. Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. How Gumshoe really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So Detective Gumshoe, would you outline the court for the basic facts of the case? Excuse me. Yes, sir. Dix's name was Glenn Elg. He's a professional programmer. He's on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. Court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. Poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef. And a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. What we found was potassium cyanide. Stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bride might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Okay. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true. He's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bride. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly your testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said that there was no other guy at the table. Should I do? I guess we'll leave it for now. No, I should leave it alone. Got a bad feeling about where this is going. If you've got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone. I once had a bad feeling that I was about to have a bad feeling. It was really bad. Maybe I should move on to another part of his testimony. Okay, so there's that option. I don't think there's much I can do with that, really. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. Let's press it a little harder. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. Now we're one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Okay, well that didn't go anywhere. I thought they knew, but maybe it didn't. Maybe they didn't, I don't know. So the traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper? Huh. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Wright? The victim took his coffee black, with no sugar. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. Should I press on at this point or a little harder? No, let's leave it. Leave it alone, I got a bad feeling. Potassium cyanide. Heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much, your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams. How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like Gumshoe... sounds like something's Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Some kind of motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Check out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bride's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. Knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. Disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, it's possible Maggie stole the winning one. What should I do? Let's press a little harder. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Huh. I have it here in my hand. The very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Oh my god. Order, order. Huh, she's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. Better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Okay. This ticket was presented in the previous court, too. Feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. Do you really think there's any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will you win this case if he doesn't throw us a line? Don't have a whole lot of options right now. Best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Can I look at let's look at that ticket, because that's new evidence. Found during body search of Maggie. Winning lottery ticket. Okay, so I definitely gotta present some evidence here. No sugar. Press harder. Absolutely certain the victim even drank any of his coffee. Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling in the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? What? This. Should I be grateful for this coffee's only hot enough to give me first degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the... This is, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. This is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Huh. So we got another piece of evidence there. Coffee cup contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. So then, what about this other thing? Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, Wright. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guilty Vile, population the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. From near the entrance to the kitchen. This is a scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how Mr. Trite could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It certainly seems to show that the victim's table extremely clearly. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. Like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. Evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. Say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bride was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've ever seen. The stain looks like... Can't be blood, can it? Huh. It seems the star of our play it was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. Coffee? It's not exactly the first time that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Yeah, of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? Search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. Very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. Bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? Order, order, order. The courts will accept these items into evidence. Why would she have coffee spilled on her? Big stains. There's something still bothering me. Mr. Godot, why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. It's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, Detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Ugh. I thought everyone knew that it was already. What it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, the supporting evidence. They've all been clearly established. Well, try it. Seems you really are a phony after all. Ugh, you really know how to drive a man to nuts. Witness, please continue your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and findings of your investigation there. Okay, so I was just trying to get that evidence. Crime scene was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from shock. Must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count out any more cross-examinations after this one. Let the fun begin. Crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. Scary old man? Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them. And the seeds. Seeds. Huh, it was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. Would have liked to have been on the scene myself. Bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. Would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. You're a professional, Detective Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Professional detective. Save the romantics for your own time, Detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? He didn't have any? Are you sure that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. Victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I'm onto something here. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. Victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, right? Yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, How were you able to identify the victims so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eye thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table, along with a lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenn visited the doctor before he went to Tribulations. Got the victim's name for the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. That's about the prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Huh. Huh. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Wright? Now what happened with the investigation after that, Detective? The defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Keep up this crazy testimony, Detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. Pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. Appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah, interesting. It's true that those two items were accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it. It was just $1, Detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. We can't find any contradictions if he doesn't. We can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. It's true. Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. Prescription bag. This. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally! Getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal! Indeed! Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? Victim was killed by poison. The victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. Victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Huh, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. This clinic's name got to do with anything. New Ear Autolar... what? Autolar... What? Otolargological clinic. Autolar... What the heck? What is that word? Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. War wound. The day before the incident, Mr. Elge found himself in a fight. Took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then, what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was supposed to be applied topically inside the ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. Found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is. In very fine print. Seems Mr. Elge correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would have been absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. Seems that this medication is relevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. Can't get away with any old weak ejection. What should I do? Push the medicine issue. Oh, shoot. Let's do a save. Push the medication issue. Leave it. Do I have any evidence? I don't know. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. Seeing Mr. Elge correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Okay, I see where we're going now. But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's the lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems like a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems like the coffee the waitress served would contain it either, but it did. Possibility is undeniable. Oh my god, I'm struggling to read today. Ugh! That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot. I've got my own witness I'd like to call. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Bertacudo. Pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick! Court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Huh. Suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. Ooh, recess already. Whew, that was close. Tell me about it. Nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, that's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me till he sent me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. It really hurts this time. I feel like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. The next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. But he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I'll take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Alright. Well, no save yet, so we're still going. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bride. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. Prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. The witness, please take the stand. Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Listen, youngin. How much can you do? How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do. Or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Oh, real craftsman. They're a dying braid. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take the job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness. Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of javakino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So, you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh yes. Oh yes I did, I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure, I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. It's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a javakino, but she put something in it. Man took one sip of it. Looked like he was in terrible pain and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kodo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled. All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless. And spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. So we saw the victim, then. We saw Mr. Glenn Elge. I wanted to know if Gustin Braun retained his championship or not. He was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between the tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? You say that you could see the victim. That means you were sitting at the table at the other side of the restaurant, correct? I go to that place to drink javakino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. And his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. I saw what the serving girl put into the javakino as well. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. let's... Your Honor, I need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. Put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Huh. A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? He took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javaquinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations. Earned the title of baddest man to grace a courtroom. So it was immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javaquino I just drank turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is... You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So particular feature you recognized about the waitress is her outfit? Anyone could wear such a uniform. Just such an uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. Gotta keep yourself together. Guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I'd recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What else should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. What matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bride or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. A ribbon on her hair, apron straps were loose. Okay. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. What about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. On the accused's apron. It's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. No doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. She do. Ask about the straps. Ask about the waitress's back. The straps? Miss Crudo, you seem especially interested in the straps. Why's that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? People have all kinds of fetishes, right? We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts. I haven't got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness' unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I'm just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue your testimony, Mr. Kudo. Make it strapless. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. These are cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I say something clever? Wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. So we have to figure out, Nick. Okay. Apron straps were loose. What would be the other thing? The identifying features you describe are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? Huh. He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is a harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kodo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure. Oh man, testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, I'll get even longer. What? Anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front? The apron would have been interesting. Nice. Finally got it. Mr. Kudo, I'd like you to please take a look at this. That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually reminds me of what my grandson looks like after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, Well, you half-witted clot? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning? Huh? As you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this. Huh, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant's Miss Maggie Bride. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. Hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendants may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. Can't remember a single occasion where I forgot what burger a customer wanted. Can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test how good your testimony and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Alright. I don't know. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in the question brought over the Javakino. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in the great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you know what types who are so vague about everything. How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. another one of this. Spectacles. Dark glasses, you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember them so well. He has some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called a pair of glasses. Seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some. Rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, wasn't it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I need to find out Gustin Braun retained his champion title. It's his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for? Oh, ow. Gustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. The young man was listening to wireless... To the wireless. Listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Wireless? Dissonant young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the witness. Oh boy. And using an earpiece. Selfish, that's what it is. Straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, I'm just getting seeds thrown at me. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, aren't you? You never let anything go. Isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. I'm gonna push it until I got some hard evidence. His free hand. Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper in his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't in his right hand, then which... Oh. Huh. Perhaps the great Wright has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. You need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Twists. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need we need one mistake and he's ours. Maybe I should present, because there was writing in it, right? Ah, dang. Thought that was right. Yeah, it's wrong. Noisy brat. Okay, or unless it's this part that I need to save in case I die. Oh, that was wrong too. Okay. Took a sip. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? This is a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing. Not anything wrong. I'll eat the seeds and sing the pigeon song. What am I doing? You're gonna tell us where this is going, Trite. According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking a cup coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. It's the cup that the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you notice a mark left by the victim's lips. Oh. Oh, the handle. Okay. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. I had no idea where that was going. You considered where the stain is. You clearly see the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the car and... Oh, wait! You think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony. That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo are at fault. Who? Me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been here around for 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure. Why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot! But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. Can rely on Victor. Okay. Boy is wearing the earpiece on the same side of the green lens of his specs. Gets fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. Small computer monitor often used by programmers. Monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HDTV, DVD, CD. All these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth. It's true. Doesn't seem to be lying. And those are facts. In good old black and white. Okay. Boy is wearing an earpiece on the same side of the green lens of his specs. Kept fiddling with it all the time. Fiddling with it before he just picked up the cup. Okay. Just start pressing, I guess. Victor was wearing an HMD. HDTV, CD, DVD. What does it matter? I'm actually... Anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. You can only see that side of his head from where he was sitting. Yeah, it's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. The opposite table, you'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. Seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg. It's getting on my nerves, rustling that paper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss dying from one sip of Javakino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. Could have choked. Take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. are fastened in your left cups with your right hand. And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left, well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow! So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. Looks like you really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth, but even so, something's not quite right. Then check evidence at him until he breaks. If he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? The doodling? Maybe this is where the doodling plays. Doodles in victim's handwriting. Oh, crap. Oh, shoot! I didn't save! No! Crap! No! Ah, damn it. Earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. His eardrum. His eardrum. Do I present this? Oh my god, dude. I just happened to look at that. I was like, let me look at his face. I'm like, maybe this will tell me something. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side of the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. Only see the side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear his left ear. Hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's possible that the victim was wearing his earpiece on his left ear, because they couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon.
What?
Order, order, order. This testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. He claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in this cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. Mark on the rim clearly shows the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his javakino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands to get up with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Possible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions. The victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elves drank the poisoned coffee, like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of his testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. Results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, this testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old dude. Is that what he said? I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Godot. You can't reach me from here. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. Court is adjourned. Oh. What? Wait! Stop now. Where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Godot? Next to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. How bad is your memory my fault? How is your bad memory my fault? Sorry, Mr. Godot, but there's nothing I can do. Kept my mouth shut until now. There's something else the court should know. What? There's more. To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I want another chance. One other crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. We gotta lose, Captain. Give you all the Javakino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Haha, you better get ready, youngster. Get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. Not too sure myself. Young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javakino. While the clumsy idiot upset the vase, he knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Things turned upside down. What? How about that? Turned things upside down. I don't know. Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man. No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Godot. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I gotta... Oh, gosh. I finally got it. Jesus. There's like... Okay, I'm good now. I actually don't need to know that detail. Okay. Final showdown. First of all, okay. He knocked it right over. What? Strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Can I just present the picture? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there. Intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad. I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch. Ow. Ow! Enough. Throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see... It started me when that young man glad collapsed, so I stood up. Must have been what it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? It was on my table. That's how my groin came to be completely soaked. The silence. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more I've got to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, it seems to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. Defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparties in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand. The earpiece, which was inserted in his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. Therefore, require both the defense and prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing? Oh, shoot, I could have clicked. Witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it according to the statement. Huh, okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Dot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. Broke my vase on my seat. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That's all. The court is adjourned. Oh, that's the end of that. Okay. Yes, save my progress. That wasn't too bad. It was right. Alright. So next time we got... Oh, whoops. So next time... we'll continue with the investigation... part 2. Wow, that felt like a waste of time. It really did. I felt like it was all a waste of time. But we did it. We got to the testimony. What's gonna happen next? I don't know. I'm gonna investigate it some more. Maybe talk to some new people. Maybe talk to the phony, finally. That would be interesting. But yeah, that will be it for now. So hopefully I'll see you then. Goodbye.